Hi, I've been asked to speak about gender-based violence. Gender-based violence can be directed towards someone based on their sex, their gender, stereotypes, gender inequalities, perceived gender roles. Gender-based violence is also known as GBV. It is rooted in equalities between men and women, but can also be based on people's sexual orientation. Both men and women can experience GBV, not just women. Thank you.
This is wrong in the eyes of the law. So it doesn't matter if it's gender-based. It doesn't matter who it is. We don't take violence any which way it comes. We prosecute for violent crimes, and it doesn't matter if you're bi, you're gay, you're whatever, straight, gender, what do you call it? Gender neutral? I'm trying to figure out all the ways that they put it in court. Violence is wrong. The law states that any type of violence is wrong. So it doesn't matter if it's gender-based or not, it's still considered wrong. So in the eyes of the law, being the law, we'd look at it as being wrong. It's a breaking of the law. We don't care what the gender is. It's just about the person or whoever's been violently abused or beaten, whatever. That's how we look at it.
Any suggestions to minimize this violence?
Well, violence occurs when you have people. When you have poverty, when you have people that are not making money, that's when violence occurs. People have to do something. If we get rid of the poverty, we probably get rid of most of the violence. It's true. You get rid of most of the violence because if everybody was making a good living, there wouldn't be violence.
So basically it's like financial violence.
In a way, it stems from most of the people that create violence now come from the low class of people, the ones that aren't making ends meet. They go to crime as a way to make ends meet. They may not be employed, so they have to find another way to live. Violence is a way, beating up people, stealing, robbing, that's what they go to. That's society, and it's in everywhere. It could be here in England, it could be in Canada, it could be in the US. Any which way you look at it, violence is violence everywhere.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
I have to clean the snow from my car now.
Hi, Carl. Thank you
Hello.
for your time.
You're very welcome.
We just want to ask about your point of view about gender-based violence. Can you share with us?
Absolutely. Look, in my perspective, I don't think there is, or I don't think violence should not be linked with gender, right? In my opinion, I think violence is violence. It doesn't matter if you're old, young, what kind of gender you are, or what kind of interest you have. I think violence is violence, right? And violence cannot be accepted on any level. Under the law, you get prosecuted for violence. Socially, in any environment, violence is not unacceptable. In civilizations, violence is not seen as something of a civilized nature. So, in my opinion, I think violence should be eliminated. People should learn how to communicate and should be able to work things out without getting to that resort or without getting to that point, if you like.
Any program or campaign you're saying to eliminate, so any program or campaign you can suggest to just eliminate or mitigate this kind of violence?
Well, for you to be able to put a program together, you need to understand the root cause of violence. What causes violence? And to go back to that, like you look at what are the drivers or instigators of violence, right? It could be poverty, it could be conflicts between people, it could be a cultural, kind of mentality. Sometimes in certain cultures, it's an authority, kind of, maybe it's power. So we have to understand which one of them it is, right? And when you look at that combination, in my opinion, there's a little equation. You have a lot of people, violence is more likely to happen. You have poverty, or you have issues, or you have certain problems, financial, in the society, poverties, and then you have diverse mentalities. If you combine all of these, for example, look at Canada, violence is most likely to happen. So if we're looking at Canada, we need to work on educating people and showing them that violence is not the solution, especially domestic violence, and then we go out to violence in the streets, so the different types of violence. And then when we look at the other part of it, which is financial, work on programs that would basically not get people to that point where they would have to resort to violence. And of course, when it comes to too many people, obviously trying to mitigate and trying to kind of plan the population much more better in a way where you don't have a lot of people in a certain spot at a certain time where those possibilities can happen. So that's my thought.
Thank you. Well it's said.
Thank you. Since March is International Women's Month, I will put the context of my opinion on gender violence on the point of view of women. Based on statistics, most of the gender violence is being faced by women previously, historically. But as of now, as the word gets complicated, it is also being experienced by other gender. So what I think is important is that we empower ourselves. How are we going to empower ourselves? It's like we make sure that we are aware of our rights, what are the support system, and who we can ask for help if we are facing any gender violence, so that at least we know how we can stand up for ourselves.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Miss Liberty, for your time and helping us with this project.
Thank you. Good luck. Thank you.
Nice meeting you, and thank you for your time. Firan is a Loyalist College. She's on term 3, taking cybersecurity. And we just want to ask, are you aware of gender-based violence?
Yeah, so gender-based violence is basically the violence that targets individuals based on their genders. It usually affects women, girls, and gender diverse individuals like LGBT. It is the kind of violence that can be emotional as well as physical, like hitting someone, controlling someone, stalking someone. It is really, really crucial to take efforts to stop gender-based violence because it does affect women, girls, and those individuals globally, and it can lead to social and economic consequences. Thank you.
Thank you.